This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video, I'm going to analyze all 4 stakes races at Churchill Downs on Saturday, September 20th, and I'm going to use today's Racing Digest data. And all past performance data in this video provided by today's RacingDigest.com, and we're going to do races 7 through 10, beginning with the 7th race, and the 7th race is the Harrods Creek Stakes, a $300,000 event for 3-year-olds traveling 7 furlongs on the main track, and the scheduled post time is 3:54 p.m. Eastern Time. And in this race, we have a 6-horse field, and it looks like the pace should be honest. It's looking like Semper Primus, number 2, should be up on the pace. This one exits a nice victory in a maiden special weight event at Ellis Park. Won that race by 8 lengths going wire to wire. 22, 44, and 2 were the fractions. So that one has some speed for sure. Some others that have speed, UW at 6-1 morning line. This one was stalking the pace, just a length off the pace last time in a neck victory at Ellis Park. That was on August 8th. And then another one on the outside post, Faster Gator. This one was in front in his last 2 starts, including a romping allowance victory at Charlestown at 6.5 furlongs in the mud a couple starts back. It was stakes placed last time out at that same oval. And the favorite in here is the 5 Smoken Wicked, and I'm going to make this one my top choice. He's 8-5 morning line, will probably be bet down from there, but he looks like the class of the field, and he's got that good tactical speed. He should work out a good trip. Now for this one, he was my top choice in the Amsterdam Stakes of Grade 2. That was at Saratoga on July 25th, and he won that race by 5 lengths. I'm just going to draw a line through his last start. He had a bad start in the Grade 1 H. Allen Jerkins Memorial. Much deeper field there with Patch Adams winning that one, Captain Cook second, and Barnes finishing third. He was just in a tough spot there. He was 10-1, but in that Amsterdam, he ran well. And then before that, he was second in the Maxfield Stakes. He split Verifier and Captain Cook. So that was a quality race at Churchill Downs at 7 furlongs on June 29th. So for this one, he's won at 7 furlongs before, and he's won at Churchill Downs before, and he's one that you certainly have to look at as a solid contender. Now looking at his today's Racing Digest numbers, that 98 final time rating last time, as I said, we're just going to draw a line through that race. If he can run back to either of his races on June 29th, that was at Churchill, or July 25th, that was at Saratoga in that Grade 2 victory. And in that Grade 2 victory, he got a 152 final time rating, and in that Churchill Downs Stakes race, he got a 137. So for him, those are quality horses that he defeated when he won that stakes race, and then he split those 2 rivals at Churchill. They were all good horses, and the class ratings are solid. He fits well in this non-graded stakes race. He's got that good tactical speed. I mentioned the speed horses in here, and I think he'll work out a good trip. And my second choice is going to be Jimmy's Dailies. Now he's number 3 in here, and I thought that was a decent effort off the layoff last time out. That was at Ellis Park, and his stablemate Big Truz romped that day by 7 lengths. He's coming back in the Grade 1 Pennsylvania Derby. Jimmy's Dailies is going to cut back from that 1-mile race to 7 furlongs, and his maiden win was at 7 furlongs. So he's one that got a 125 final time rating in that maiden victory, and his other ratings are solid as well. He got an improved comprehensive performance rating last time of a 110. That was much better than his prior 2 starts. So he seems to be rounding back into good form. And in that maiden win, he got a comprehensive performance rating of 121. So he seems to be cycling back to that kind of number in this event. And with that 131 final time rating last time and his ability to pass horses in a race that has some speed, I think he can be along to complete the exacta in here. So that comprehensive performance rating takes into account pace, final time, and closing fraction. So that's an overall number, and I like this one, and he's my solid second choice. So those are the 2 horses that I like in this race. And if I'm playing this race, probably won't make a win wager on Smoken Wicked because his odds will probably be too low. But I'll probably play an exacta, in a weighted exacta, where I'm going to play Smoken Wicked over Jimmy's Dailies for more money, and then I'll savor exacta with Jimmy's Dailies over Smoken Wicked. And that's my look at the 7th race at Churchill Downs. And next up is the 8th race. This is the Seneca Overnight Stakes, $175,000 purse for 3-year-old fillies, 1 mile and a 16th on the main track. Scheduled post time is 4:26 p.m. Eastern Time. And in this race, we have a 7-horse field, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of pace. So that lack of pace could definitely hurt number 7, Quickick's chances in here. This one did rally to win by a nose in the Iowa Oaks last time out, but I just don't see a lot of pace in this race. And from that outside post, going to be trying to close under Brian Hernandez Jr. but I don't know that this race really is going to set up for her. Now, your favorite in this race is Immersive, number 1, 6-5 morning line. She was your 2-year-old filly champion. She won all 4 starts last year, including the Grade 1 Spinaway, Grade 1 Alcibiades, and Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile fillies. She has good tactical speed and an inside post, but she needs to get back to her best form because in 2 starts this year, she was the beaten favorite in the Monomoy Girl Stakes at Churchill Downs at a mile and a 16th. That was a similar race to this, and she tracked the pace and she missed by a neck in that 4-horse field. And then last time in the Grade 1 Coaching Club American Oaks at Saratoga at a mile and an 1/8, that was on July 19th. She was second, beaten 15 lengths. That was a 4-horse field. She was 60 cents on the dollar. Scottish Lassie was able to get out there and control the tempo, 48, 112 and change. And all Immersive could do was chase her and finish a clear second, 15 lengths back, but 8 lengths or well clear of the show finisher there, Dry Powder. And Dry Powder was a clear show finisher, and she would come back and she would win the Catherine Sophia Stakes at Parks in her next start, and she's running in the Grade 1 Cotillion on Saturday. So Immersive, this is a good spot for her. And overall, her numbers are good. Her today's Racing Digest final time rating, she even has some decent pace ratings, which should allow her to get into the mix. And looking at all the numbers, whether you're looking at the CPR, the final time rating, pace rating, she's right there. She's got the class. She's got the numbers to compete here. Even that 137 final time rating she earned at Churchill in the Monomoy Girl could be enough to win this race. But she's going to have to really move forward in here, most likely in a race lacking pace. Now, one of the horses that I see that could be dangerous in this race, and the horse that I'm going to make my top choice, that's going to be the 5, Liam in the Dust, just because I think she might be able to get out there and control the pace in here. And she does like Churchill Downs with three starts with a win and 2 runner-up finishes at Churchill. So she likes this oval. She was in the Pocahontas Stakes, September of 2024 at Churchill. That was an early Kentucky Oaks points race. And from post 14, she tracked the pace. She took the lead. She was a close second. So that was a very good effort that day from post 14. And since then, she's won 1 race, and that was at Churchill Downs, a mile and a 16th in the slop. She went all the way. Now, she has placed in some other stakes races. The Grade 2 Demoiselle, she finished 3rd. So we know that she's hit the board in a couple stakes. As I mentioned, the Pocahontas, the Grade 2 Demoiselle Stakes. She's got that early speed. She raced on turf last time out in the Pucker Up Stakes at a mile and an 1/8, and she was 15-1, and she was an even 4th in a 10-horse field chasing the pace. So she's been forwardly placed like she was in her maiden victory at 7 furlongs last summer, like she was in that Pocahontas, like she was in that optional claiming victory, and she's earned some okay final time ratings. She got a 116 last time on turf. Prior to that victory, she got a 122 final time rating, a 129 at Keeneland earlier in the spring. So she's one that she does have the numbers to compete with these, and she has the speed as well. She has some decent pace ratings, some of them in the 150s that could allow her to get out there and set the pace. So I think that the strategy has to be to let Liam in the Dust get out there and try to set the pace in here. We'll see if they end up doing that. And then my third choice will be Ivory and Ebony. And this one coming off of a nice maiden victory, getting a 117 final time rating. And that was a good victory at Saratoga at 1 mile. And she had been competing at 6 furlongs and 7 furlongs. So she's one that was running in those shorter races. And then they got her to a mile last time, and she was able to produce that maiden victory as the favorite. And now she's going to go out to a mile and a 16th in her 3rd start after a layoff, and her 3rd start since moving to the Dale Romans barn. And he's 24% with non-graded stake starters, and he's 23% wins with his maiden winners, trying winners for the first time. And Jose Ortiz ends up here, and this one is versatile. After closing on August 2nd at 7 furlongs, she was tracking the pace last time out at 1 mile. So I'm thinking she can probably stalk the pace. We'll see where she fits from a class standpoint. So as for the wagers, I will make a win wager on Liam in the Dust if I can get that 6-1 morning line. If that holds up, and we'll play an exacta box with Immersive, and then a trifecta. We'll probably put Immersive and Liam in the Dust on top, and then we'll throw Ivory and Ebony underneath. And now it's on to the 9th race, the Grade 3 $300,000 Dogwood Stakes for 3-year-old fillies, 7 furlongs on the main track, and the scheduled post time is 4:58 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, I did a Dogwood Stakes video on my channel earlier this week. I went through the field. I gave out my top 5 contenders. So we'll just roll through quickly and I'll give out my top contenders in this event. Echo Sound, number 1, certainly the one to beat. She's your 9 to 5 morning line favorite for trainer Rusty Arnold. And Florent Giroux is her new rider. Luis Saez has been riding her. Now for Echo Sound, she disappointed last time. She was the favorite in the Grade 1 Test Stakes at 7 furlongs at Saratoga on August 2nd. And she battled on the pace and she weakened to finish 6th, beaten 7 lengths. For her first 6 career starts prior to the test, 5 wins and a runner-up finish, and she's run twice at Churchill Downs with a win and a second, and she had a good workout for this. September 3rd at Keeneland, 4 furlongs and 47 and 2, best of 13. So she seems to be training well. She's got a versatile running style, and we'll see if she can overcome the inside post. She was breaking from the inside post 1 time in her career so far, and that was the Fern Creek Stakes at Churchill Downs. That was last fall, and she rallied from 6th place in a 10-horse field to finish 2nd that day. Another horse worth mentioning is the 4 Ragtime. She should be right there if she maintains form. This is a Godolphin filly, Union Rags the sire, Stormcat the dam sire. Nice pedigree with this one. She's removing blinkers for trainer Bill Mott, and Junior Alvarado will ride back. And all of her career starts, all 3, were at 7 furlongs, and they were all at Saratoga. She stalked and scored from the inside post in her debut in a sharp victory at 9 to 1 odds. She was less than even money second time out. That was an entry-level allowance race, and she won that race by 4 lengths after stalking the pace. And then in the Grade 1 Test Stakes, she was 4 to 1, and she rallied from 7th in an 8-horse field to miss by a neck. So she certainly is a contender if she can bring her Saratoga form over to this oval. And my top choice in here is the 7 Delightful Claire, and she's run 3 times, and she ran well all 3 times. She was the favorite in her career debut at Churchill Downs at 6 furlongs, and she pressed the pace, and she was 3rd, beaten a length. Now the winner of that race would come back and win her next start, and Delightful Claire would win her next start at 7 furlongs at Saratoga as the favorite in a maiden special weight event. And she pressed that day, and she won by more than 9 lengths. And then last time out in the Prior Stakes, a Grade 3, 6 furlongs at Saratoga, she was less than even money, and she rallied from last after not having a great start to finish 2nd that day. So for her, she will have to run better than she did last time, but if she can run back to that maiden victory where she got a 141 final time rating and a 150 and change pace number there, I think it was a 158 there for that pace number. So those were good numbers. She got a 98 fire number there, that speed throughout a race. And then the comprehensive performance rating, which takes into account pace, final time, and closing fraction, she had a 132 there. So all of those numbers match up well with the favorites in this race. And she could be right up on the pace in here if she gets a nice clean start this time. And I definitely think that she is a solid contender. So I will make a win wager on Delightful Claire, number 7. And we'll play her in exactas with number 1, Echo Sound, and number 4, Ragtime. And if you're playing some trifectas, throw in number 5, Strong State, and number 6, Sturgeon Moon. I think one of those horses could at least finish 3rd in this event. And the final stakes race at Churchill Downs for September 20th is the 10th race, and it's the Bourbon Flight Stakes, $300,000 purse for 3-year-olds, a mile and 3/16 on the main track, and the scheduled post time is 5:29 p.m. Eastern Time. Now we have some unknowns in this race because number 2, Brotha Keny, and number 3, Excite, are also entered in the St. Louis Derby. That's at Fairmount Park on Friday, September 19th. So we'll have to see where they go. Now Hypnus is also entered in the St. Louis Derby, and Kenny McPeak is on record as saying he's going to run there. Chunk of Gold is also cross-entered in the St. Louis Derby, but his trainer Ethan West said he's going to run at Churchill. Another horse that's cross-entered in that race is Admiral Dennis. He's number 7 in here, and he was 2 to 1 morning line. But his owner is on record as saying he's not going to run in the St. Louis Derby, and he's not going to run in the Bourbon Flight either. They're going to pull the plug on him for the rest of the year, and he'll return next year. They said that he hasn't been as sharp in his recent workouts. So Admiral Dennis is out of both races. So this race is still a bit in flux on the field size that we're going to have in here. But definitely the horse to beat is going to be the 5, Chunk of Gold. Now he's 8 to 5 morning line, And he added blinkers last time, and he was able to get out there and control the pace in the West Virginia Derby. But that wasn't his only good effort in the stakes ranks. Overall, he's had 7 career starts with 2 wins and 4 runner-up finishes. And prior to winning the West Virginia Derby, he had finished second in multiple stakes races: the Leoneda Stakes at Turfway, the Grade 2 Risen Star, the Grade 2 Louisiana Derby, and the Grade 3 Ohio Derby. So he's versatile, and the blinkers allowed him to set the pace last time when East Avenue had some trouble at the start, and Chunk of Gold was able to just take over control of that West Virginia Derby early last time and just keep on rolling to an easy victory. So looking at his numbers, he's certainly one that is the one to beat on paper, getting that 146 final time rating and a 156 pace rating in that West Virginia Derby last time. Also, his fire number that day, speed throughout a race, was a 102, and his comprehensive performance rating a 125. And the comprehensive performance rating takes into account pace, final time, and closing fraction, and that was a good number for him that day, a much improved number from his recent figures. Also, for Chunk of Gold, he just seems to check all of the boxes in here, and this is a good spot for him to just possibly get out there and win another stakes race. And with so many unknowns, not sure where to go from the exotics, but if Excite does run here for trainer Belmont, he's one that could be interesting because he does have some tactical speed, and I don't think that this distance is going to give him any trouble because he easily broke his maiden at 1 mile and an eighth at Churchill Downs on May 31st, getting a 123 final time rating, and then he was second at 1 mile and an eighth at Churchill last time out with he got a 128 final time rating there. And he's one that he seems to be improving. His numbers are on the rise, and the distance shouldn't give him too much trouble. It's just a question of, is he ready to face a quality stakes horse like Chunk of Gold? We'll find that out if he does go in this spot. We'll see if he goes here or the St. Louis Derby. And then maybe another horse to throw in underneath, Just a Fair Shake, breaking from the outside post. And this one coming off of a turf route, he finished 6th there. They've tried him in numerous spots. He's been in a lot of stakes races. He's been routing. They even tried him in a sprint race at Charlestown. He finished 4th there. That was on August 22nd. In a Grade 3 race a few starts back, he ended up finishing at Mountaineer in that West Virginia Derby. He was 4th, just missing 3rd by a nose, and he hit the board in some stakes races earlier this year. And he does have a versatile running style, so I think he does fit with these. I don't know that he's going to love the mile and 3/16, but he did handle 1 mile and an eighth at Pimlico in the stakes race there, finishing 2nd. And we'll see what he ends up doing in here. But if you're playing exotics, maybe you might want to throw him in underneath. Now, the wagers could be a bit unknown. We're probably not going to be able to bet Chunk of Gold to win because his odds will be too low, but he's definitely my top choice. And if you're playing pick 3s, pick 4, pick 5, I think Chunk of Gold could be a solid single in this event. And if Excite does go here, maybe I'll play that exacta Chunk of Gold over Excite, and then maybe throwing in a horse like Just a Fair Shake underneath in 3rd in the trifecta. So that is my look at all of the stakes races at Churchill Downs on Saturday, September 20th. And if you're interested in my full card analysis, my full cards resume with the Santa Anita Autumn Meet on September 26th, and they run through October 26th. And I'm going to cover full cards each day that Santa Anita runs. After Santa Anita, I'm going to cover the entire Del Mar Fall Meet from October 30th to November 30th, including both Breeders' Cup days on October 31st and November 1st. I do those 2-day Breeders' Cup full cards each year, and I've had a lot of success over the years. So go over to the runawayhorse.com on my shop page if you're interested in my full cards, and I will include a link to that shop page in the video description below. And you can also purchase my full cards at todaysracingdigest.com on my handicappers page at that website. Don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.